Let us have a quick understanding on data science. Data science is the mix of mathematics, computer science, and domain expertise. That is, applying the domain expertise using the mathematics equation or the learnings and leveraging the computers or the computer systems and getting the result, that is in terms of prediction or identifying the hidden pattern within the data or extracting the value from the data. We call that as a data science. Within data science, there are three different branches or three different streams available, that is machine learning, data processing, and statistical research. Machine learning is applying the mathematical learning against the data using the computers or leveraging the systems using the programming languages. Let us have more understanding on machine learning within the data science. Assume I have a number of images, and if I am going to ask the kid to categorize these images, the kid may come across three different categories. That is, all the human faces as one category, all the birds as another category, and all the animals as another category. There may be some mistake. The kid might not realize some animals or some birds and put that as a part of an animal. The error is very well possible. But if you correct the kid saying this is not a animal and this should come as a part of the birds group, next time the kid will learn the characteristics of how a bird should look like, how an animal should look like, and how a human face should look like. And we don't need to make the kid to understand the integrity details of it, like in terms of the pixels or the color or the background. I don't need to teach the kid. So internally, when the kid looking into the set of images, they will learn the characteristics in terms of the legs or the wings, the property of the particular image they will be learning. The same similarity or the characteristics we can make the computer system to learn and make them to express as a formulae. And that's what we call it as making the computer system to learn the pattern of the data and use that algorithm or the model. We call that as a complex function. I will provide some set of data saying these are all the birds, these are all the animals, these are all the human faces. And I will ask the computer system by using XYZ algorithm. There are hundreds of algorithms. We will see about that later. That algorithm going to identify what is the similarity of the data existing within it in terms of the pixels or the nearby pixel, n number of analysis it's going to do and come out with a generic function. And once the function is available, I can provide a new image. See, this is a new image using that particular function. We call that as a model in the machine learning world. What is the particular image is? So it's going to give in the probabilistic fashion. It looks like a bird 7%, animal 86%, human 6%, and don't know 1%. So anything above 70-75% is a very good result within the machine learning world. So we will consider this to be an animal. So this is how the machine learning works. To have a better understanding, let me explain this with a simple example. Any data we can represent using a pattern. Let's say I'm going to have the age and the insurance amount. Say for the age 20, I'm going to have the insurance amount as 3000. And for the age 30, I do have the insurance amount as 4500. And for age 40, I do have the insurance amount as say 6000. As a human being, we can identify the pattern existing within this data. So the pattern existing is the insurance amount is age multiplied by 150. So if I have age of 20, if I multiply it by 150, I am going to get 3000. And for age 40, I am going to have the value as 6000. So the entire amount or the entire chart can be represented in a formulae. So this is what the formulae is. So this is what we call it as a model, or this is what we call it as the function, complex function, what the system going to generate. And I can give any input. Say if I wanted to have the insurance amount for the age 60, I'll be multiplying that with 150. I'll be getting an amount of 9000. So as a human being, we can easily calculate if the function is going to be, or if the dependent variable is only 2. In this case, we have age and insurance amount. So we will be generating a complex function, and it's very easy to generate as a human being. Now let's complicate the scenario. Assume I'm going to calculate n number of parameters to calculate the insurance amount. Say age, married, zip code, work profile, education. Like this, I may have n number of parameters. Say I have around 40 parameters, and I'm going to calculate the insurance amount. Now, with any other value, will I be in a position to generate the insurance amount? I can have two ways. One is I can have a chart with all the different combinations with age, marriage, whether married or not, zip code, with all the combination. I can have a very huge chart with all the permutation and combination, or I can represent this with a complex function. So the complex function, it's going to use all those 40 parameters and generate a complex function, and I can give these 40 parameters as an input and predict the insurance amount. So I'll give the input as 40 parameters. That's going to give me an output as what is the insurance amount. So the machine learning is nothing but it's the process of generating this complex function using the data. In a traditional programming world, what we will do, we will have the data, and I'll be writing the program. As a developer, I'll be writing the program. I'll consume the data and I'll be generating some output as data. Say for example, I will be reading n number of records, do the processing and write the output as data. In machine learning world, I'll be having huge amount of data. In this case, I have n number of records. I'll be reading all those records, learn the pattern using some algorithm, and I'll be writing a function as an output. That particular function can be used to predict the data. Say I may have n number of records with 40 parameters. I may want it to predict or identify what is the insurance amount. And mostly in the machine learning world, we will be using the functions or the model to generate or predict the data that have not happened. That is what's going to happen. That is in terms of whether this particular team will win the match or not, whether this particular person will buy this product or not. So I'll be using it in many of the cases to do the prediction. And there are a number of machine learning algorithms available. We'll be saying about those algorithms very soon.